Benjamin Franklin said, "Experience is the best teacher, but a fool will learn from no other." Back when I was a beginner designer, I learned from trial and error. Instead, I should have learned from the mistakes of my peers and advisors, which is why I'm going to be sharing with you today the 3 mistakes I did in my first year as a full-time UI/UX designer, and hope you can avoid them instead of repeating them. Picture a poker game and you are one of the players in the table. The cards are just being dealt and you actually know the dealer. You guys are good high school buddies, and so the dealer actually lets you cheat in the game a bit, so he deals you actually very good cards. Even though you might not be a good poker player, because your cards actually might be good, you can win that hand. And this poker analogy works like the skills we bring to the table as professionals. When you get your first job like I did not stack the decks in my favor. I have some unfair advantages, like certain skills that I bring to the table, and I should use them the most in my job so I can build some leverage and build great designs. One of my strengths was that I was actually a pretty good communicator because of my technical background, but utilizing that strength the most actually required me to be in office more, and I didn't do that because I wanted the experience of working from home, and that led to many unproductive meetings on my end, because it is very hard to build a relationship with your colleagues when you are working from home. There are not shared activities, and it takes longer to just build that trust to get quality feedback, which is why I should have stacked the deck in my favor and focused on what are my unfair advantages and how can I use them the most. When I took my first design job, I did not know how important it was to be able to actually change the framing of a particular comment or a question. Now picture you are in a meeting with your manager and developers, and you are trying to manage the design discussion, and one of the managers say, "Ahmet, I do not like the design solution you provided here." Here is actually a word that matters a lot when we are discussing design, which is the word like. The word like implies that a great design or a good design solution is a matter of taste. Because as a person, I can dislike or like a lot of things for personal reasons. That's saying that a great design is subjective, whereas great design is objective because it serves a utility, not just a matter of taste, which is why I had to learn how to reframe comments that imply design is a taste, such as if my manager said, "Ahmet, I do not like this solution X," I would say, "Hey, when you say you do not like this solution, do you mean because it actually breaks one of these goals, let's say, of hierarchy?" I am reframing it to say, "Hey, does this design not to your liking because it's failing one of the goals?" And once I take the discussion back to the goals, instead of staying in the personal taste, I was able to get much more accurate feedback and insightful comments about my designs. What is the difference between a cook and a chef? If you are a cook, you are somebody who can follow a recipe step by step so that at the end you will get the dish that you want to eat or serve. Let's say you want to do chocolate chip cookie, you would go online, find the recipe, get all the ingredients from your grocery store and put it in the oven, mix it, and in the end you will have that cookie. However, cooks have a weakness. If they can't find a certain, let's say, ingredient, or they somehow messed up in the second or third step of the process which happens, the mistakes they make can blow up the whole recipe because they do not know how to alter the whole recipe if something is different. That might be an ingredient, that might be, let's say, the temperature of oven, etc. But a chef is different. A chef not only knows how to follow a recipe, but also can alter it depending on the changes he or she wants to make. Or if they make a mistake, they know how to alter or what to change in the next part of the process so that the chocolate chip cookie will still taste great. Now, as beginner designers, most of us are cooks just like me. When I had my first design job, for me, I had to implement the design process from A to Z for every project, meaning I had to do sketching, low fidelity, mid fidelity, high fidelity, no matter the complexity of the project I was given, and this actually made my company lose a lot of time. Because if you are working on, let's say, only a structural change project, meaning that we are not gonna change the colors or typography, but mostly the structure of the application with the design library we already have, you do not need to design a high fidelity, design a mid fidelity, or even a low fidelity would do, but I would do it anyway because I believe a design process had to be followed step by step. I did not know how to alter my design process depending on each project, and that was very crucial for me to learn, which is why I am telling you it is very important to know your process and where you can make certain trims so that you will do your design work as effectively as possible depending on the project you are working on. Alright, thanks so much for watching this video, guys. I really appreciate it. And I am also attaching 2 more videos to this video so that you can keep learning on how to become a better UI UX designer. Make sure you watch them. I believe they will be very useful for you.